Damn, so Good Boy was a pretty awesome movie. I mean, when I first saw the trailers, seeing that, the main character of this horror movie was going to be a dog, I thought it was going to be pretty cool. I was very excited. I thought it would be interesting. And, I know that there's always that speculation that dogs can see things that we can't. And, they're always looking off into corners or areas and they could be looking at ghosts or specters. Same thing, I believe, with babies. So I was very excited just to see where they were going to do with this movie. It seemed pretty freaky, it seemed scary. And honestly, it was great. I genuinely enjoyed it. The dog was phenomenal. Apparently, it's the director's dog. He trained the dog for almost a year to be in this film, or at least it took a year to make the film. So that's pretty wild. For what it's worth, this just shows that filmmaking is awesome. Like, you can really craft anything and you could really put anything on the big screen if you put your mind to it. And it could be great, it could suck, but this was awesome. It was definitely a gamble, but it paid off. I'm pretty sure if it didn't work out halfway through, maybe he wouldn't have made the movie, but it did a great job. But the main character, the dog, his name is Indy. So that's pretty awesome. We're all a fan of the name Indy. I mean, Indiana Jones all the way. And his owner, Todd, ends up having lung cancer. He ends up being diagnosed with lung cancer, and he ends up going to his father's secluded shack, apparently, to, I guess, die. Not quite sure why, but just to get away from society and his sister from nagging and making sure he's okay, or that he's taking medicine or whatever it may be. But it's like, bro, you have lung cancer. You should probably get help from your family and accept that support. But whatever, I guess man's best friend is all you need. And it turns out that his father was plagued by some spirit, some demon, and now the demon is still there and it's tormenting Todd. So throughout the movie, Indy is able to see this apparition, this specter, and he starts noticing it throughout the house. Apparently his dad also had a dog. Apparently that dog ended up succumbing to an ill fate. So Indy ends up having these hallucinations and these sightings of the other dog, and the other dog is kind of like helping him and showing him like what exactly happened through like points in the house. It's pretty cool, like how the dogs are able to have that sixth sense with each other. Pretty much it culminates in Indy trying to save Todd from this entity. I will say that it was a great movie. I enjoyed it a lot, but man, he only barked like once in the whole movie, and it's when he actually sees, I guess it is when he actually sees the full creature or this spirit, demon, ghost, whatever, but he doesn't bark throughout the whole movie and doesn't really warn Todd at all through the movie. And it's like, bro, like, bark at him, bite him, do something to like snap him out of it, or do something to alert him and let him know that like you don't want to be there, even if it means running away or always standing by the front door. I don't know, you're a dog, you could probably figure it out, you're smart. I don't know, I'm not trying to put the dog down like some have, but I'm just saying that I'm just surprised he only barked a couple of times. But so the movie culminates with Todd succumbing to his fate and Indy trying to help him, and it's really amazing how Indy is able to like pierce the veil to try to save his owner, and like how deep their bond goes. He was gonna follow him into the depths of wherever he was going. And I went with some homies to go watch this and everything, and they had an interpretation where maybe it wasn't necessarily like a demon or spirit, but it was like an angel of death, like here to reap Todd. But there are clearly signs throughout the film where Todd is kind of losing it. So it's like, I don't know if lung cancer makes you like act possessed or slam your head against the door, but if it is, I mean, man, I should stop smoking right away. But I probably won't. Still, it was fantastic. I enjoyed it. I would definitely suggest everyone to check it out. It's a very unique, very stylish film. And again, the dog did phenomenal. So kudos to the director for having the patience to have his dog be the main character of, and the main protagonist of this movie. So it was awesome. I genuinely enjoyed it. I think it was 10 out of 10. Like I said, I would suggest this to anybody, animal lovers of all kinds. My one friend was making a joke that the next one's gonna be with cats, and I was like, bro, cats would not give a shit about you. They would just leave and just be like, hey, bro, sorry. Like, you're on your own on this one. I'm out to take over the world now that you're gone, and no one's gonna keep me tied down here. It's like that. What was it? That Love, Death, and Robots episode with the robot and the cat trying to take over the world. But yeah, so I would definitely say check it out. Good Boy. It was awesome. This has been Ghost and Craig. Thanks so much for tuning in. Like, share, and subscribe. And yeah, just take care of your pets and don't be like some people. And catch you guys in the next one. Peace.